What's up YouTube? My name's Connor O'Toole. I go by Connor on Chain, and I'm bringing you guys a video today. I'm going to talk about market psychology and actually understanding how to invest in a market, whether it's crypto, forex, stocks, any other markets that you want to get into. There's a lot to it that I know if you haven't been in the markets that long, there's a lot to it that you don't know, because you don't know what you don't know. And that's a huge saying that I'm very familiar with. I use all the time in different industries, different things. But there is a lot that you still do not know, including myself, in these markets. And especially if you're newer to investing, I want to try to get some things out here just so you can understand how you should be investing in these markets, how to invest in a speculative asset, or more so a speculative asset class that focuses strictly on speculation. Most of the time it's not even related to actual income and profits from a business, nothing like that. So I have up right here the Wall Street cheat sheet. This is the psychology of a market cycle. This is exactly what crypto does. This is like literal Bitcoin cycle, Like you can just see a Bitcoin cycle here. Like you can point this out from a 2-year span, 2.5-year span. You can look at a micro cap, like a meme coin pump. Same exact thing. Coin will run up. It's gonna mess around up top, eventually dump and fizzle out. I'm just gonna go through the 4 sections of this too right here. So just in here, like we got the disbelief this rally will fail like the others. So this is kind of when a coin, say for example a micro cap or something, is starting to pick up steam. This is when I'm looking at a project and I'm seeing volume. It usually will start with a huge push of volume into the project, or even an NFT project. Like, a huge surge of volume is going to start pushing the project up. You might start pumping a little bit, start trickling up a little. And this is kind of when the actual pump is about to start. When you start to see the market moving up. And eventually, because of the volume, especially if it stays consistent over whatever, a few hours to few days, even weeks, like this consistent momentum is what continues to push the green and push the God candles further and further. Because as other investors are seeing this movement, they're seeing the chart and making their own assumptions and their own bets. They're like, oh, well, it's only up 10%. It's only up 20% right now. If I buy in, I can still catch this move. Everyone's making their own buys. They're all getting in. They're all seeing this huge candle, this huge wick. Everyone's thinking it's going to the moon. It's going to Mars. It's going to fucking Uranus. Then it's going to Neptune and coming right back around. Then going back to the moon, taking a pit stop, coming right back to Earth. Which at the end of the day, yeah, it comes right back to Earth. Probably harder than it goes up, but at this point, it's like people get optimistic, and it's sad because the general mindset of retail investors, which that's all of us, whether we want to be or not, whether we like it or not. The general mindset is once we see this pump really happening, this is the time when a lot of people are getting into the coins or getting into the market, and they're like, damn, this is it. It's about to pump. Not even thinking, like, look, the market was down here. You already missed 90% of the pump. I mean, not necessarily, not all the time. But it's sad that it's kind of reality. Is like this part of the cycle is the literal push up. This is where all the gains are made. But of course, only the attention is here now. And that's the sad part, that, people just FOMO in. They want to buy in when they see green. They don't want to jump in when there's red. They don't want to jump in when there's flat line, there's no volatility. And again, I'm just going through the cycle here, and I just want to show you guys like kind of what you should be doing as far as trying to get invested into the markets. And up here you got euphoria. This is when everyone's pumping this shit. Your timeline is filled with these altcoins, with these meme coins, whatever it is, these NFTs. Every person is talking about it, and yet the chart looks like a literal godsend, straight to the moon. And this is when people are still trying to buy in. They don't know what to do. And, bro, it's just like here. So that's the general mindset of everyone. They want to get in now. They see these huge pumps. You got to do the opposite. When you see these huge moves up, when in your brain, when you think, hey, this is already up so much, but this is going to continue, you got to tell yourself, no. When you see a literal God wick, like I wonder if I even have Mog up. I don't think I had it up. But if you see a God wick straight to the moon, you got to know that's time to sell, all right? You cannot be thinking that a huge wick up is just going to continue, because 95% of the time it does not. And when it does, it might go up for a little while before it dumps back down, and it continues going like this until it eventually crashes. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, it goes up, it'll have a little retrace, it'll come back to try and do it again. And again, sometimes it goes again. Sometimes it has a huge pump down, and then it pumps way back up. But eventually, bro, it's like at the end of the day, if you're up here and you're selling in the green while markets are still high, you're good. You can get out of the market safely. You made a ton of money, you made profits. Yeah, you didn't sell the literal top. But again, bro, no one's going to sell the top, Don't ever think that you can sell the top in this market, because it's very hard. And I'm saying that because you should be okay and happy with taking profits when you see a massive pump like this, because 99% of people will not. And that's why these crash so hard at the end of the day. But let's continue with what I was going on here too. And so when the market's up here, the dog keeps barking too. When the market's up here, we just need to cool off for the next rally. This is when people are yelling at you, bro, buy the dip. Your mom, your dad, your cousins, your family, your uncle that you haven't heard from in 8 years is calling you, bro, buy the dip. It's about a moon. And that's exactly when it completely just does the opposite and just dumps on everybody, bro. So, I love buying the dip, bro, but yeah, you have to understand and know kind of when that's gonna happen. And so from here, bro. Anyways, the ending of this cycle is kind of when things are gonna dump. They kind of die down. This is when people, they want to sell, they want to get out, because they see everything going down. They see all their gains just trickling down, lower and lower. Everyone's panicking. And this is when, if you're still in and you're in profit and you didn't sell, yeah, you probably should get out unless you want to be holding throughout another full market cycle, which I never advise anyone to do. And then right here, bro, when everyone's angry, when depressed, upset at the bottom, at this flat line, this is when, this is actually the accumulation zone. Like this area here. The literal accumulation zone is right here. And then from there, once everything's accumulated, once it's flatlined, volume's dead, another rally is going to start somewhere else. And that's the kind of entire market cycle. And, I'm sorry, this dog keeps barking, so I might cut this short here. But this is kind of what I wanted to talk about today anyways. It's just, you have to do the opposite of what you think and what you think everyone else is doing. If you think right here that it's going to the moon and everyone around you is telling you to buy in, usually you have to take that mentally as a sign to get out, to start thinking about, okay, wait, like this actually might be close to the top. Like maybe I should start lowering my positions or selling a lot of my bags. And you gotta just, again, do the opposite of what people are telling you. When you're looking at a good project, but you see it's flat here, bro. When everyone around you, when no one even knows what the project is, you see it, you find a good utility, you like it. You show some people, and all these people like, bro, like, what are you talking about? What is this project? Like, this shit looks dead. Like, there's no volume. No one's even talking about it. No one's in it. You know, I'm not saying, like, if you're talking to, like, very well-seasoned investors in crypto that know what they're talking about, it's like, yeah, like, they have a right to tell you that. But if these are people that don't understand crypto, and you know for a fact that, like, what you're looking at has real potential, you know, it's like, you gotta take that leap. It's like your heart and your head's gonna tell you, like, dude, like, don't do that, because, like, you're gonna lose money. Like, what if it doesn't move? You know, what if it just stays flat, or it just dumps even more? You know, and usually when your heart's and your head's telling you one thing in the market, it's, you know, it'll do the other, and you're gonna be, like, heavily rewarded for it. You know, this is why I take so much pride in finding, like, micro caps and finding these projects for you guys. You know, because, like, I feel like almost every YouTuber that I've ever seen, like, talk about crypto, like, they're all talking about the same coins. Like, you could literally find, like, 50 YouTubers. All of them have talked about the same coins at some point, you know? It's like, I like to find coins either by myself or with, you know, people around me or people in my Patreon. You know, finding those gems, like, for you guys and with you guys is, like, what I live for, you know? Because it's like, I love to buy things down here. When zero people are talking about something, this is where I'm looking. I'm looking specifically for coins, for NFTs that are dead. When the market is silent, this is when I'm researching. This is when I'm buying in. You know, I'm like an owl, like a hawk or something at night. You know, you're not gonna fucking see me or hear me, but I'm there already fucking diving in. Right before, like, the sun hits and the sunlight's in, you know, or right before people even start buying in, you know, or at least that's my goal, is to try to get like that. And same thing, like, when everyone is thinking everything's going to the moon, I've already been in down here, so why would I continue believing everyone around me saying, oh, it's going to the moon, you know, when they weren't here? I've already done a 10x, a 50x, a 100x from my entry zone when it was dead quiet in the market, you know, but now everyone's talking about it, so why is it going to keep going up more? The thing is, it's not. Like, it makes no sense when you, like, think about it, because, like, why wouldn't it go up more? Because now everyone's talking about it, you know, but that is the psychology of a market cycle, and that's what you have to understand when you're investing. And this goes for tiny time frames, as in a few hours to a few days in a micro cap, or this goes for long time frames, like a literal entire crypto bull and bear market cycle. So these are just some thoughts for you guys. Like, I want you guys to understand this. It makes very safe investments. And if you're going to invest in certain areas, like if you're investing and you're trying to buy into a pump, you know, like, at the end of the day, like, don't buy into a pump. Like, that's one of my biggest rules mentally for myself. If I see a coin is up 40-50% on the day, I mean, even lower, sometimes 20-25, that's an instant mental note. I'm like, okay, I missed this pump. But if this coin ever retraces, volume dies out, I should probably get back into it, because it had that hype, and I'm gonna dig deeper into why it really pumped and the potentials of it moving again or continuing on a massive dip, you know? So, bottom line, this is a little bit about the psychology of a market, and that's all I got for you guys today. So I appreciate you guys being here, and thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.